this is when evolution starts to peak. And this happens every time someone makes themselves vulnerable. So in vulnerability is where evolution happens. Evolution is the purpose of life, and how you choose to evolve is completely up to you. But there's a metaphysics and a science on how the energy interacts with us. And this is all regulated by these matrices. All right guys, in this video we're going to look at matrices. So you would have heard us talk about matrices a lot. So what are they? So basically it's a simplified version is it's a relationship between two things. So in the context of our development, we're looking at the relationship between consciousness, your identity or character, and the relationship between your mind, character, and body, right? So, and how information passes through these things. So the easiest way to understand this is you start going through the building the ball exercise, get your mind outside of the body so you can perceive energy. And from there, we can start the work. So if we have a look at this from a partner demonstration perspective, what we're looking at is, so when we touch our training partner, we get a whole bunch of information. So for example, when I touch his structure, when I compress, there's a quality of everything wanting to compress, and his mind follows that, right? And when I release, his mind expands, right? So I want to feel that, and that's a matrix between his mind and his body. It's a relationship between his mind and body. So when I do that and I keep it open and I keep it expanding open, so I'm separating the balance from the body. All right, so that's the mental matrix. So we want to get a good relationship with this, where I create an opening there, which makes him vulnerable and exposes his balance. And then we want to look at what are all the other matrices. So the other one we can look at is his consciousness relationship to the body, relationship to gravity. Okay, so we have a certain relationship to gravity. So for that, we have to look at the contact points. In this case, it's just his feet, but it's acting upon everywhere around the fascial web. So I get underneath all that, and I start to demagnetize it. So basically the pressure that I feel on the feet and around the body, there's a weight that's pulling down. I want to start to depressurize it so it lifts his balance up. So you would have noticed that affects his balance differently to when I open the balance up that way, right? So that's expanding his mind out, whereas when I get underneath, I'm disconnecting his relationship to gravity. And then we have the matrix of the relationship between our identity and the body and consciousness. So for that, this one requires a bit more sensitivity. So for that, the easiest way to do it is astral breathing, which is basically when you go through breathing life force, and then you start to release your perception of time, because your identity is contained in time, because all your experiences gathered has an energetic container, and so that container is a type of frequency each individual has. It's unique to them. So when you start to breathe with that, it comes into resonance with that, which opens up that matrix. So we looked at the three main matrices here, but it all relates back to consciousness. So the consciousness relationship to identity, relationship to body, and relationship to gravity. So we want to become very familiar with this, because this is what dictates our evolution. So when the matrices are very closed off, that means the information contained within your identity and your belief structures and the body kind of stays in that and reticulates, and the evolutionary process is slow. But when the matrix is open, this is when evolution starts to peak. And this happens every time someone makes themselves vulnerable. So in vulnerability is where evolution happens. So when he's exposing his balance, there's vulnerability for him to get new information. So what he's doing when I expose the balance, he's paying attention to what this phenomena is, right? And because he's doing that, he's able to take ownership of it, and then he's able to replicate it on me. And then I'm maintaining the conditions, so I keep my balance open, and then he's able to control it in different directions. And all I'm doing is observing. So by doing this, I learn. And what's the purpose of all of this? As I said, evolution is the purpose of life, and how you choose to evolve is completely up to you. But there's a metaphysics and a science on how the energy interacts with us. And this is all regulated by these matrices. So basically your relationship to yourself, relationship to the environment, and relationship to ideas that come through or the ideas that you don't let through, right? So you have to have a conscious understanding of how all this stuff works for you to peak your evolution at a much faster rate.